I've seen multiple reports, multiple of them about the possibility of Conor Gallagher being sold at Chelsea Football Club, and I find it outrageous. Yeah, very, very outrageous. And I'll tell you why I find it very outrageous. And um, I'll tell you about the report. So you see, these reports haven't just come from people that are speculating. That's come from very trusted sources as well. David Osteen has spoken about the fact that Chelsea may consider listening to offers from um, for Conor Gallagher. Um, Fabrizio Romano has also said that yes, if Chelsea will even sell Conor Gallagher, they won't sell him at a regular um, 35 million that they wanted to sell him over the summer. They are in no rush to sell. However, if the offers are good, they would want to sell. Again, the final one that I've seen, I mean, multiple sources. You've seen a couple of them from Sky, a couple of them from Sky England, Sky Germany. A lot of the Sky outlets are reporting. You've seen Football London and the guys over there are also reporting it. And it's like widespread conversation. And mind you, Connor's situation is a little bit tricky. This was a player that was going to be sold in the summer. Chelsea really wanted to sell him. And at the time, a lot of Chelsea fans actually believed that he has to be sold. People felt that he wasn't good enough and he has to go. He's not the best player that you'd want him. And one of the destinations that was very feasible for him to go to in the summer was Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham, who now have had a very good base of Papi Matassa, Yves Bissouma, PMA Hoiberg in the middle of the park. Because of the injury of Dejan of Rodrigo Bentancur, who had gotten injured at the time, they really wanted to beef up that depth in the middle of the park. Because you remember that game, sometimes you have a red card to use Bissouma, and then Hoiberg has to come in. Then Winks, Harry Winks has to come in sometimes, and then they feel like they are light in the depth in the middle of the park, and it's a little bit worrying. They would want to get more quality in the middle of the park to be able to compete, to be able to get to the aspirations. Of course, so they wanted Conor. Fast forward, we enter the season, and Conor essentially has become better in the sense that now he personally, what his go-to attribute, his quality, has become one of the things that the team is needing now. So I want us to have this conversation in a lot of context, and I'll break it down to the various contexts for you to understand, and just so you get the picture that is being portrayed, right, and the picture that may be the reality. Right. So even before preseason, in preseason, when the season began, Conor really wasn't an essential player. He wasn't the kind of player that Mauricio Pochettino said, okay, I need this guy to go through it. Conor knew that his time was limited. Looking at Chelsea buying Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, and whatnot. The injury of Nkuku, the injury of Kani Chukwuemeka meant that Chelsea had to change something. Now they quickly had to go and buy Cole Palmer. And tactically, now Mauricio Pochettino agrees, decides to play Conor Gallagher. And he has been spot on. So it is when Conor played that people began to understand the importance of his off-the-ball aggression, the pace, the power, the combativeness, everything that he gave to the team. And for me, it's even better essentially because of his technical ability that seems to have gotten better. Because Conor didn't have an excellent technical ability last season. He didn't have it at West Brom. He didn't have it at Crystal Palace. Even under Tuchel, he didn't really have that technical ability. He was more like a chaser. You go after those balls, you win them back. You inject pace and aggression and in there to the team. Then you be the one that regulates the tempo of the team. And usually when teams play more transitional, then you need guys like Conor, even the attacking phase, to attack the box and whatnot. But he has been brilliant in reception of the ball in between the lines, and nobody who has watched Conor Gallagher can say he's not good. He's not good enough, or he hasn't been good enough. It's going to be a palpable lie if anybody says that, right? So as a number 10, sometimes even in recent times, I've seen Mauricio Pochettino use him deep, where he plays alongside Moise Caicedo in a double six in there. Then he receives the ball and plays forward, and he has been excellent at it, very, very excellent at it. And that's exactly what you get from him. Exactly, you get all of these things from him when you want him to receive from deep on the half 10. He has been doing all of these things. And at the end of the day, I kind of understand because a lot of people ask themselves questions. Now, again, the team essentially now bypasses the midfield more because the team is more transitional. You don't have excellent controllers in the team. You can't really control games like that. So that's why Chelsea do well in playing against teams that come at them, but don't really do well against low block side. Now that's changing, and I think Pochettino has tweaked something with Conor getting to the base with Moise Caicedo. Caicedo do more box to box. There's a lot of rotation even in central areas, and I think that is really helping the team, especially in the game against Sheffield and then Newcastle United. Chelsea had total dominance of the ball. Even without it, they were in their faces, had long spells of pressure from the team. So it's paying off, right? So I just think that, you see, I've consistently said that when you hear transfer conversation, every time take it to a pinch of salt and analyze the wording. If you've been following my analysis, I've been saying this every time. As journalists, as people who blog, every day they try to put, headlines out there. That is by far going to be a clickbait. That's going to inspire somebody to click on it, to want to go and read. So when I look at the wording, especially from Matt Law, what I've seen from Matt Law, Matt says that Chelsea aren't going to sell Conor Gallagher like they wanted to sell in the summer. That's what Matt Law is saying. Chelsea aren't going to try and sell Conor Gallagher like they wanted to do in the summer. So what does that mean? That means that Chelsea may sell Conor Gallagher if a very good offer comes. Say somebody comes to the table and asks Chelsea to take 60 million, 70 million for Conor Gallagher. They will take the money. And we'll have to mention Pochettino. We gave you Kanu Chukwuemeka, controller. We gave you Romeo Lavia. We gave you Moise Caicedo. We gave you Enzo Fernandez. We gave you Leslie Ogochukwu. These guys should be able to form a very, very good midfield quartet in the middle of the park for you to get the job done. You understand? Again, we go back to David Osteen's wording. David Osteen says that Chelsea will listen or may listen to offers for Conor Gallagher. Listen. So Chelsea literally are not putting Conor Gallagher on the market. Essentially, what they are trying to say is that if an offer comes, and it's a very, very good one, tempting one, Conor may go. I've sat here and I've said that, see, I love Conor Gallagher. He's an excellent player. I want him in the team. I was one of the people that clamored for him to be in the team when people said he was shit, excuse my language, he wasn't good enough, and all of those stuff. But hey, I believe to a very large extent that Conor may fade out of the team. Especially when you are going back to playing a flat 4-3-3 with Romeo Lavia sitting, and then you play Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo next to him. And in games, sometimes you choose as a when to play either of Kanu Chukwuemeka or Nkuku in that hole between the lines. It's very important. It's very likely. But again, I'm thinking of, so Chelsea have a very, very deep midfield depth. And I'm thinking of how they can manage to get Conor as a team player. They get him in the team, not consistently playing almost every game, but going to be an important member of the team going forward. And I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think Chelsea will sell Conor Gallagher in general. It's not possible. Trust me. I mean, I can put my job on the line for this. It's not possible. And I'm reading one else report from you. One source close to Conor's transfer situation in the summer has even mooted the idea of Højbjerg Gallagher swap deal next month. It's impossible. This is pure gibberish. It doesn't make sense. There is no way Chelsea are swapping Conor Gallagher for PMA Højbjerg. That essentially means that Pochettino doesn't like him. He doesn't see him to be good enough, and it's not possible. Poch adores Conor. He rates him as one of the best midfielders in his team, and there's no way that's going to happen, right? So the January transfer window is coming, and then a lot of things are going to come in. A lot of these things are going to come out. You hear them, you hear a lot of the conversations in there, and then we are going to have all of that conversation over here. So yeah, I mean, if we are not gotten Malo Gusto in last January, now Chelsea will probably be thinking, why didn't now with Reese's injury, why have you not gotten him now? 30 million euros is a very, very good bargain. I mean, 30 million pounds is a very good bargain for Chelsea when they got for Malo Gusto. Excellent. Just 20 years of age. People used to call him as a luxury left right back, actually. But yeah, he has proven to be very, very important. On Chelsea's striking situation, Chelsea will go into the market for a striker. But mind you, whilst Ben Chilwell is returning, Rhys James is going out injured, Marco Correa is out injured, Chelsea possibly may be forced to get extra depth with left back and then right back, because Rhys James may be out for up to about 6 months. Marco Correa may be out for another 4 months, and it's a long time um, on the sidelines, and they would want to go for some people like that. And with respect to striker, Chelsea really aren't looking at bringing in um, a striker in general. I don't think a striker is going to come in general. That would be huge. And I'm even reading reports on Mostin says that Ivan Toney is not believed to be high on Chelsea's radar. Um, but until the firm target emerges, they will assess multiple options and given the paucity of elite players in this role, similar candidates are being studied by many clubs. So there are only a few strikers in there who are top with their job now in the world, and a lot of the clubs are watching them. And Chelsea will do same until they get them. So I don't think Chelsea are bringing in a striker in January. I think at best they may do a deal for the summer, and I'm looking at Napoli's Victor Osimhen. It looks likely Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon. His name is in there. Benjamin Sesko's name has come in. We'll do a proper detailed tactical analysis of all the players, and we'll do a comparative analysis. Compare Sesko, compare Osimhen, and then him to Victor Gyökeres, and who really will fit that Chelsea setup. And again, this fits into Arsenal. Again, Austin also did report that Arsenal really are not going to get Osimhen. He's not up in there for them. And then Domenico Solanke as also a player that Arsenal are looking at. I told you Arsenal is also a team that needs a killer. Arsenal needs a killer in front of their team. So that's by way of transfers. Chelsea are trying to just get things together and then prepare for the second half of the season, which is going to be very, very important. That possible win against Wolves. So if you look at Chelsea's next round of games, they're going to play Wolves. Um, Wolves on Sunday, 24th. Um, in there, Chelsea will play Wolves. Then there are a couple of games that are going to be coming in. I mean, it's very, very important. If you look at the game against Wolves, Chelsea gets maximum point and it takes them very high up. And then it boosts the confidence. It means that they are building on it. And for once, Chelsea can go 3 games on the trot to winning and not necessarily dropping points here, losing there, coming back to win and like one step forward, 2 steps at the back, and all of those things, which is a little bit worrying. So, yeah, Chelsea also brought out their their statement on the UEFA, the European Super League, and essentially, and I've said that you see, so all the clubs in England actually were in unison that they didn't want to play in the UEFA Super League. They were not really excited about the UEFA Super League. But the truism in that is that at the time it was under old ownership, and yes, they are signed things that are binding, but the UEFA Super League will essentially will be licking their lips when they see that there are new owners at Chelsea and there are possible going to be new owners at Manchester United. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, he's an investor. He will need some more money. If they can sell the idea to him, he may look at it. I think that in the future, that unison and unity in the English Premier League, where the top 6 sides may break, and when it does. So essentially they won at the European Court of Justice, who says that, hey, there are European rules for competition, the competitive law where people can compete with you with the kind of job that you do. It's economic viable entity, and you alone cannot own that. They also have the right to have some competitions in there, so allow them go ahead with it. UEFA says fine, no problem. But essentially, the the ruling is a little bit complicated and nuanced, and there's a lot more to break down because that ruling alone in itself doesn't mean that the European Super League is going to start in earnest tomorrow or something. It doesn't also mean that just by virtue of that, it's automatically started. But mind you, even before the court processes began, there were just essentially 2 clubs that were on it, and the 2 top Spanish clubs, Real Madrid and Barcelona. I've said it consistently. The Madrid and Barcelona know that they need capital injection. The kind of money that the guys in England are getting, they are not going to get same. And of course, um, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern, all decided not to be in the UEFA Super League. They brought their statement. Again, Juventus were contemplating pulling out around that time when they also wanted to bring their statement. So it is very, very important time for for football in Europe and the Champions League. And UEFA has announced that they will still stick with the old format of the Champions League. Yes, it's important because hey, you need to look at the quality of the game so that you don't dilute it, and also look at how important it is for players not to be overburdened with a lot of games. Players can be playing games every day, every second, every time they are playing games. No, that's unfair. Players need to get time to play their own game. They need to have less time for their family and everything, which is very, very important. And yeah, that's exactly how these things are going. So Chelsea have made it very clear that they don't want to be in the UEFA Super League. They plan to stick with the English Premier League with their group and then make sure that they stick with it and everything. So that's with the UEFA Super League and Chelsea, and where they are as a club and whatnot. And then um, I'm trying to look out for some last stuff to put through by way of information, and then we can take leave of you. So yeah, you know the story of Victor Osimhen signing a contract extension possibly, and then putting in a buyout clause for the summer. So yeah, I think that's a smart one for Victor and his entourage, and it's not expected that Ivan Ferguson, Sesko, and Victor Gyökeres are going to join Chelsea in January. Like I said earlier, it's highly unlikely, but possibly they'll do a deal and then they'll come in the summer, which is very, very important. So yeah, Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Yeah, there are a host of games that I'll analyze for you later. Chelsea's pretty much analysis against Wolves on the eve of Christmas will also come up. Thank you very much for choosing me. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Have a wonderful year, Bye.